Hi, today we have a Renault Laguna Mark III with a 1.5 DC engine. I'm going to show you how to change the clutch and hydraulic clutch release bearing. First I'm going to start by removing the air filter housing. I'm going to remove also the turbo electromagnetic valve, disconnect the wiring, open this metal bracket. Also I have to open this bolt with 10mm wrench that hold the fuse box. We have pull out the filter. We have to grab it from this side, from the lower side, and pull it up. You can see it's holding on three rubber brackets, and also the hose is connected here. Next I'm going to disconnect the neutral switch and also the reverse light switch. It's with 3 wires. Also I'm going to disconnect the gear shift cables. I'm going to use some penetrating oil so I can easily remove them from the plastic, because sometimes they can be stuck. I have disconnected them from here, from the ball joints, and now we have to remove them from the plastic. So we have to push this plastic like this, and then we can pull it out from the plastic bracket. Also we have to do that with the other one. After removing the cables, I'm going to remove this plastic bracket. There are two bolts that hold the bracket with 10mm wrench, because there is a big risk to break it somewhere. That's why I'm going to remove it from the vehicle. Next I'm going to remove the crankshaft position sensor here, and there is one bolt with 10mm wrench and also the wiring connector. Next I'm going to remove the oil breather for the transmission. There was a plastic pin here that is holding this plastic tunnel for the wiring, and now I'm going to open the bolts of the transmission that are connected with the engine. So there is one at the back here, one we have at the front, and one we can see for the starter. And now they can be opened with 13mm wrench. Next I'm going to disconnect the hose from the clutch. I'm going to press this metal pin, and I'm going to pull out the plastic part from the hydraulic clutch release bearing. Also I'm going to disconnect, I'm going to remove the metal pipe from the plastic clips, and because on this side is connected with rubber hose, I can move the metal pipe up, because I don't want to drain the whole hydraulic liquid. If the pipe is located on the top of the hydraulic liquid tank, it's not going to leak, but if it's staying lower, then the hydraulic liquid will be gone. Next, I'm going to open the bolt of this metal bracket that is holding the wires, and also it's holding the plastic pipe from the intercooler to the inlet manifold. This bolt can be opened with 13mm wrench. Next, I'm going to use some wire or rope or anything so I can I have to tighten it here, because when I remove the subframe, the coolant radiators are going to fall down. That's why I'm going to wire that here, and to make it somehow to hold them on the top part of the vehicle. I have used steel wire. I have tightened it for the coolant fan and here. So now I can raise the vehicle. I'm going to remove the front left wheel. I've removed the wheel. I have opened the center nut of the CV joint, but the CV joint is totally rusted, and it's like a one part with the wheel hub, so that is impossible to remove it. I will try different options. Remove the whole wheel assembly, disconnect the lower ball joint, disconnect from the shock absorber, also remove the lower ball joint, and together with the shaft I'm going to remove it from the transmission. But first I'm going to remove the plastic splash guard. Now you can see there is one bolt here, we have 3 bolts here, 4 bolts, and there should be plastic fast pins like this down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are plastic bolts. We have 2 of them, and 1 bolt here with a screwdriver. Next, I have to remove this aluminum subframe. So we have 1 bolt here with 16mm wrench. Also we can see there are some wires and hoses connected here. So I'm going to open the plastic pins. We have also 1 bolt and 1 bolt at the top with 13mm wrench. These 2 are holding the servo pump for the steering. Also there is 1 more bolt, so the steering pump will stay on the vehicle. I don't have to remove it. And on this side, now this probably here this plastic was connected with the aluminum subframe, but I suppose that vehicle had an accident, and that's why everything is broken. Also there should be 1 bolt here with 16mm wrench also, but we have bolt with a screwdriver. On this side there should be only 1 bolt at the top These bolts should be with 18mm wrench inside, and I will have to disconnect the wiring from the glow plug relay, because this is where it's located. There are two bolts with 16mm wrench. I have made a small mistake before. I said there is only one, so there should be two bolts on each side, and one bolt here. It's a little difficult to remove it from these pins, because you have to push it forward, and forward is this plastic from the bumper. So with a little twisting I have managed to remove the aluminum subframe. So now we have space for the transmission to pass. I am worried about this pipe for the steering, but I will try first to remove the transmission without removing the pipe. Because I have to remove the pipe, I have to drain the hydraulic liquid for the steering wheel. That would be additional work. Now I'm going to remove, I have removed also this nut here with 10mm wrench from the metal bracket that I was opening from the top side of the transmission, and also this one was already removed here, so I can remove the wiring like this. I'm going to open the grounding point also. I'm going to open the bolt from the starter, this nut. They are also with 13mm wrench, everyone. Now you can see here should be some nut, but that one is missing. It's holding the plastic tunnel for the wiring. So on this side we have 4 bolts also with 13mm wrench. And here we have to remove the bracket for the catalytic converter. We can see there one nut and one bolt, and we can see the nut of the transmission also with 13mm wrench. After removing the bolts, I have let this nut to stay here. When I support the engine later, then I'm going to remove the last bolt. Next I'm going to drain the oil from the transmission, and also I'm going to remove this mounting. There are 2 bolts that can be opened with 22mm wrench, and after that I'm going to remove the nut from the lower ball joint. Also I'm going to remove the brake caliper, open these 2 bolts from the shock absorber, and also I'm going to open this ball joint, because I can't remove the CV joint from the wheel hub. It's very stuck, like I mentioned before. That's why I'm going to remove the whole hub assembly together with the drive shaft. I must remove the drive shaft so I can remove the transmission. On the right side the drive shaft is staying on the vehicle. Also, I have to mention it that this bolt I have removed completely from the engine, like this, because this one is longer, and I think it will be in the way of the removing transmission. And also I think that I will have to remove this return line from the steering rack to the I have removed the wheel hub together with the drive shaft. Two nuts here with 21mm wrench, 18mm wrench, 18mm wrench, two bolts with 7mm hex wrench. I have tried to remove the sensor, but it's also stuck, so I have disconnected the cable. Next I'm going to remove the hose from the steering pump. It's going to leak oil, so I'm going to use a container to put together the, so I can sorry, I don't know how to say it. And also I'm going to disconnect it from the steering rack. There is a bolt inside that can be opened with 6mm hex wrench. That bolt is holding metal plate. The metal plate is holding the aluminum pipes. And after that I can lower the vehicle and I can support the engine. So now I think that the transmission can be removed from the vehicle, and I'm going to lower it. I'm going to support the engine, and after that I'm going to loosen the transmission mounting bolt. I have supported the engine. So next I'm going to open this nut here with 16mm wrench, and after that I'm going to open these two nuts also with 16mm wrench, and I'm going to pull out the transmission mounting, because I have to remove the aluminum part that is connecting the transmission with the rubber mounting, and I can open the bolts through this hole here. I have removed the rubber mounting, so now you can see there are three bolts that hold the aluminum part. Now it's a little difficult to show you on the camera. You can see this side there is 1, 2, and the other one is here. You have to remove the aluminum part so you can remove the transmission from the vehicle. I have removed the aluminum mounting, so now I'm going to raise the vehicle and I can remove the transmission. I'm going to remove this bolt also, because I cannot remove the plastic from the bolt. I have tried, but it's struggling too much, and I'm afraid that I'm going to break the plastic. So I'm going to remove the bolt with female Torx 7. After that I'm going to support the transmission. I have supported the transmission, so now I'm going to remove the last nut here, and I'm going to remove the transmission. I have removed the transmission. So now I'm going to open these bolts with Torx 40 to remove the clutch pressure plate and clutch disc. The flywheel was in good condition because it didn't make noises, and also it was working, the clutch was working perfectly, but it started to slip, and also the hydraulic clutch release bearing started to leak. Now you can see some marks here from the leaky bearing. To replace the bearing, have to open these two bolts with 10mm wrench. I've removed the clutch disc, and we can see it's totally worn out. Even we have lines here from the rivets. Here I have a new one. This is the part number. So this is the gearbox side, and this point should be installed towards the flywheel. I have to install like this the clutch disc and clutch pressure plate. Here I have also new clutch release bearing. This is the part number. I have used compressed air to blow some from the for the particles from the clutch disc. I'm going to clean it a little more, the transmission, and after that I'm going to install the clutch release bearing, and also I'm going to install the clutch disc. We have installed the new clutch, tightened all 9 bolts with Torx 40. Also I have installed a new clutch release bearing, 2 bolts with 10mm wrench. So now I'm going to install the transmission back on the vehicle. You have to be very careful with this plastic tunnel for the wires, because it can fall down between the transmission and the engine, and you won't be able to push the transmission all the way in. And if you try to tighten the bolts like this, you are going to damage the wires. So you have to be very careful, and you have to raise it up above the transmission, and then you can insert the transmission right. I have installed the transmission. I have tightened only the center bolts, also at the back. So now I'm going to lower the vehicle, and I'm going to attach the aluminum mounting, and I'm going to connect then the aluminum mounting with the rubber mounting, tighten it with the chassis, and remove the engine support. This is the aluminum mounting. This one goes first. I have installed the aluminum mounting, so now I'm going to raise the engine a little so I can install the rubber mounting like this. I have tightened the rubber mounting, 3 nuts with 16mm wrench. So now I can remove the engine support. I don't need it anymore. Next I'm going to connect the hydraulic clutch release bearing with the pipe, and I'm going to bleed the system and I'm going to check the clutch pedal. So I'm connecting the plastic pipe with the bearing, and I remove this cap. As you can see, it's leaking hydraulic liquid, and when I push all the way in, it's not leaking anymore. So now I'm going to press the clutch pedal a couple of times, and then I'm going to open again. Right now we don't have clutch because there is still air in the system. I'm going to use it. And now I'm going to repeat the same procedure. I have to press this pin at the top, and then I have to pull it. Sorry, I'm gonna need both hands so I can. Now you can see some bubbles between the leaking. So now I'm going to close it, and I'm going to try again. I'm going to press the clutch pedal a couple of times. Now I can feel the blade down. I needed both hands, so I have to stop the video to open the plastic. Now you can see there is no more air. So now we have a working clutch pedal. And we can, I'm going to check the level of the hydraulic liquid is good. I can see the liquid at the top. It's almost at the max. So next I'm going to install the crank position sensor, this one, because if we don't install this, sensor, the vehicle is not going to start. That sensor was at the back here on the transmission. I have installed the sensor, connected the wiring, tightened one bolt with 10mm wrench. Now I was talking about this plastic tunnel here, because it's falling down when you remove the transmission. So I had to, before removing the transmission, I had to tighten it like this with some zip tie or similar, so it won't go down, and it was making a little trouble while I was installing the transmission. I'm going to install this hose from the evaporator, and next I'm going to install this plastic mounting for the gear shift cables, 2 bolts with 10mm wrench. Now I have installed a plastic bracket. Next, before installing the gear shift cables, I'm going to install the 2 bolts of the transmission with the engine, and we have 1 bolt with for the starter. This one is for the starter, and next to it is transmission with the engine, and the other one is a little at the back, difficult to show you. And now I can connect the gear shift cables, and also connect the wiring for the reverse light and neutral switch. I have connected the gear shift cables and everything, so now I'm going to raise the vehicle. I'm going to finish the work from the lower side of the vehicle. I have installed the bolt that holds the plastic tunnel for the wires. 1 bolt of the starter, the grounding point. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts at the oil pan. Next I'm going to install the metal bracket of the exhaust. 1 bolt on the exhaust with 13mm wrench, and 1 bolt and 1 nut on the transmission. And also I'm going to install this lower mounting, 2 bolts with 21mm wrench. Next I'm going to install the aluminum subframe that holds the coolant radiators. I have installed the aluminum mounting, 1 bolt here, 16mm wrench, 2 bolts here, also 2 bolts with 13mm wrench for the servo pump. I have installed the plastic like it should stay, but instead of bolts with 10mm wrench, I have put some bolts with a screwdriver. I have installed 2 bolts here, they were missing before on this side. Also I have installed 1 bolt here, this one also was missing. I have connected the glow plug relay. I have installed the wiring mountings. Now I'm going to connect the hose for the steering wheel. I have connected the aluminum pipe of the steering rack. So now I'm going to install the wheel hub with the drive shaft. I have installed the wheel hub, 2 bolts with 21mm wrench on the shock absorber, 18mm wrench ball joint, 18mm wrench ball joint, 2 bolts with hex millimeter with 7mm hex wrench, connected the ABS sensor. So now I'm going to refill the transmission with oil, because here is the plug and also that is the oil level. I'm going to refill it with 2 liters of 75. It's the same as 75-80. I have refilled the transmission, 2 liters of oil, and it started to leak. Closed the plastic cap. Now to refill the steering fluid, that is a little more difficult because you cannot fill it from here. So this is how I refill it. By the battery there is a hole, and you can put the hose and directly into the tank, and then you can refill it with I think it was total LDS oil. It's yellow because this oil was replaced recently. That's why I am returning the same oil. So now I can install the plastic splash guard, and after that I can lower the vehicle to finish the job from the top side of the engine. I have installed the plastic splash guard. There are 2 plastic fast pins, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 bolts. There should be one here, but that one is broken. And we have 2 at the bottom. There should be plastic fast pin here, but that one is missing, so there is a bolt here. Now I'm going to lower the vehicle, install the wheel, and I'm going to install the air filter housing. I have installed the air filter housing, tightened the fuse box. Also I have installed the electromagnetic valve for the turbocharger, and before installing the filter I have installed the bolt of the metal bracket for the hoses. So now I can lower the vehicle on the ground and start the engine and try the clutch. The vehicle is on the ground. So now we can start the engine and we can try the clutch. Now the clutch is very easy to press. I'm pressing the clutch, trying reverse. The clutch is working perfectly. The pedal is very easy to press now. Previously it was very hard to press, and it was disengaging almost at the top. Now it's engaging like it should. So this means that I am finished. If you like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and thank you for watching.